#MSW. #MSW.
Hola Pragop, Tato in Letani Soweto. Pragop, remember on the 4th of June, a week before the World Cup, you asked who's gonna be coach of the season and player of the season, and most of the shareholders were spot on because the awards were last night, and the coach of Orlando Pirates won the coach of the season, Rile Willem Fouke, player of the season. Well done to them, Pragop. We can't wait for the new Betway Premier League season, Pragop. Asbonge, Tatum Letani Soweto.
Santos, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, I think a lot of people have already sent us voice notes regarding that the PSL awards from last night, what you made of them. I did admit, I said, guys, unfortunately, the clash messed me up, so had to focus on watching the ladies play in Morocco. Yeah, that was also not a very good showing from the ladies. In the earlier segment of the show, we did speak to Coach Desiree Ellis, and she's conceded as much that it becomes a must-win for both of the games. But you saw Cote d'Ivoire, how well they played last night, and, scoring 4 goals in the manner that they did, the shots on target that they had, the shots at goal that they had. So clearly they're here for business. But for Tanzania, it was their first victory at a WAFCON. So that's why they were celebrating like they had won the tournament. And Banyana were in tears. Literally. I think anybody that watched that game would have watched it. But we are interactive, so whatever the issues are, whether it's the PSL awards, or it's about Banyana, but most importantly, it's about my guest that's sitting here in front of me. They always say that success is never an accident. It is built on consistency. It's built on hard work. And also the courage to embrace a new challenge. And that's why tonight we welcome one of South African football's rising coaching minds. A man who has made a seamless transition from player to coach and has quietly earned that reputation as one of Betway Premiership's most consistent tacticians. And that is why after 3 impressive seasons at Polokwane City, guiding Rise and Shine to 3 consecutive top 8 finishes, while helping develop Bafana International. So you look at somebody who was winning last night, and that's why I said earlier that he would have been smiling when Ozwanapolis went up to get something. There's other internationals, Tabang Matuludi as well. And I think it was time for a new chapter. I think we all agree with that. And that chapter now begins at Marumo Gallants, backed by the chairman, Abraham Silo, and also entrusted as well with the leading of a new era for the club. He now faces the challenge of building a competitive Gallant side, introducing his football philosophy, and also just adopting to a new squad. And that is why tonight he joins us to reflect on his remarkable journey from player to coach, review his successful spell with Polokwane City, but also explain why he felt it was time to move on and reveal his vision for Marumo Gallants as they prepare for the brand new Betway Premiership season. Coach Phuti Mohafe is here, ladies and gentlemen, in the flesh. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rob, for having me in the show. I'm very grateful to be here.
It's been a while since we've been hunting you down, eh?
Yeah, it's been a while, Rob, but you are persistently, it made me to be here. But I think on the first call-up, I wasn't well. I wasn't physically well, and that is why we had to postpone the arrangement. And now that I'm well and sound, I think
you're strong now.
I'm stronger.
Yeah,
and I also had to adjust to the Marumo Gallants.
I can see you fully adorned in the colors, the tracksuit, the cap, everything. While we talk about awards, there was a stage where I remember you clearly saying it was the end, I don't know which season it was, and you were like, you thought and hoped in that space, maybe you believed that you deserved to have been given at least a coach of the month. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I still remember that. I think it was last season.
At what stage? Remind us, though, because I think many people would agree with you.
It was around the early stages of the season. And I hope we have won 7 games without a lose. And we have managed, I think, 4 wins. and we managed 3 draws. And when I checked the colleagues that I was competing with, I felt that I should have gotten that award, but it's not me, it's not my way, it's the choices from the those who are doing the selections. Yeah.
But if you deserve something and the points point in your direction, do you walk away feeling what? Because I've always called you a silent genius. Whether you take that or not, that is up to you, coach. That is how I've viewed you from day one, as a silent genius. So when you recognize yourself as deserving of something and then you don't get it, how does it make you feel?
For me, on that moment, I felt motivated. And that told me that I should work harder, not because of my reputation, but my work should speak for myself. And I never looked back since then. I made sure that the results for the club are coming. And at the end of the season, we managed to be in the top 8 again. And that spoke again for my work at the club and as a person.
So what is it though? And that's one of the things that I wanted to give you credit for. What is it within what you have and you believe in football and football philosophy that allows you at a club then, and I don't want to spend too much time talking about your past club, but I have to raise the positive. Because if you consistently, for a club with very little resources, very little of many things, but you're able to, on 3 occasions, to slot them into a top 8 spot that many clubs who are currently in the Bedway Premiership have never smelled a top 8 for many years. So what was it about your coaching and your philosophy and your persistence and consistency that allowed that to happen?
It's just to put the courage and the robustness into the players. And that made them to have a good character. And at some point, I had to tell them about how football treated me. And some of them, they bought in the idea of saying we don't want to be like coach, so we'll rather be the better players that is asking from us. And yes, those guys, they bought into the idea and they gave us the solid performances and the consistent performances.
You know that I'm very inquisitive. You can't just put a statement out like that and then think I'm going to let it go. Did football treat you badly? So when you say how football treated you, how did football treat you?
Starob, there is at a certain point where I felt like I've arrived in football. And at some point, there is where I didn't listen to the coaches. And at some later stage, that is when I've realized that I've wasted a lot of time. Instead of doing what football needs from me, that is playing it, I spoke football. And it's not that I was a bad player. I was a fairly competitive player. I've played with the likes of Lekwati. I've played with the likes of Tobejani. So
Andres Sebola,
yes.
Adria Stars,
yes.
97 to the year 2000. So we saw you on the field.
Yeah.
We watched you very closely on the field.
Yeah.
How did you rate yourself as a player?
I rated myself as the best defender. And I rated myself as the best man marker. And I also compared myself to Lucas Hadeb.
Wow.
Because he was a good tackler. I was a good tackler. He was good aerially. He was a good passer. Then those attributes, I had them.
And what about sweeping? So, you know, when you clean sweep from behind to avoid a tackle from behind, but you get the ball, you were equally good at that.
I was equally good.
Were you a good goalkeeper?
Yes, I was a good goalkeeper, but in my amateur ranks.
So he was at Bobsol. But then he was also a goalkeeper when he got to Leeds United and they had to play against Manchester United and the goalkeeper was sent off. Then he had to put the gloves on.
Yes.
Would you have had the courage, the wisdom to be a top-class goalkeeper as much as you were a defender? I mean, you've got the height.
I don't think I would have made a great goalkeeper. But on the moment that I was called upon, I think I should have stood between the sticks and saved the day. So I think the last time that I was between the sticks, it was in a tournament like, I think I saved 2 penalties. The score was 1-0 because even our teammates were missing. My teammates were missing the penalties.
So you're saving, they missing.
I'm saving, they're missing, and we lost the game 1-0 from penalties. And it was in 98, I think, at the village called Rastati there in Muleji. So
sure.
that is when I started. I started to be recognized.
Yeah.
And on that tournament, after the tournament, I went to the team called Dynamos. Yes,
Pet Malabel.
No, not Pet Malabela, but it was owned by, I think, Albert Molobezi, Eric Moneri.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was there. I think I scored 3 goals on that team. And the unfortunate part was when I was leaving to do my academics. Yes, and I left. I went to do my academics, and at some point after my completion, I had to go back to playing football. Then I played for Mighty FC at Seshego. Mm-hmm. That is when Ria Stars recognized my abilities. And I played for Ria Stars, I think, for 3 consecutive seasons. The unfortunate part was when they won promotion, I was not there. I was on loan due to my academics also. Then after the completion, that is when the team was sold.
Tell me about the academics. What was going through your mind? What was it that you wanted to achieve? Yes, football was there, but what academically were you driven by?
I'm coming from a family whereby my father was a mechanical engineer. And he wanted me to have something to fall back on. And I wanted to be a social worker, but that wasn't to be. Then I ended up studying business management. I've got a diploma on that one.
Yeah.
And in continuation, I thought that I didn't do myself well. I wanted to do HRM. Mm-hmm. But I thought, no, man, let me go back to football. Then I went back to football. And the struggles began. You play for a team for 6 months. You go for another one, moving around.
Sure. And others don't even pay you.
Yes. And finally, I got a home at Witbank Space. But we had our struggles. We are not getting paid sometimes, but I'm grateful for that moment because through those sufferings, they brought in a character in me because I grew from the sufferings. And I grew this mentality that whatever comes before me, I have to face it.
A kid from a village called Mabokelele.
Yes.
Hey, they must be proud. I think so many people are proud because, when we come back from the break, we're going to touch on some of the elements that we obviously have to now look at. The pre-season, the start of a brand new season's around the corner. You begin a new journey. The expectations are so much higher. You've carved a niche for yourself to say, as Coach Phuti, I am capable of taking whatever team of whatever budget or no budget to a certain level. And you come with those expectations, but also South Africans have been watching. And like I say, a lot of them have a lot of respect for you.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Oroni Masikane from Orange Farm. Mr. Marawa, I just want to say I have a lot of respect for Coach Phuti. You know, this coach is just one of those simplest coaches when you look at him. Wearing that all-star, yes, but the guy, he knows his story. Look how he transformed Polokwane City. With the material that he had, but he still managed to bring the best out of them. And this man, I believe him, and it's a matter of time. He should coach one of the bigger teams. He can do better than that, Mr. Marawa. But I have so much respect for Coach Phuti. I don't want to lie.
Good evening, Darop. You have one of the most underrated coaches in South Africa, Limpopo to be prized has ever produced. Coach Phuti, only one favor. Please, this Marumo Gallants must never be involved in the promotional playoffs or play there in the relegation zone. We've known you as a coach that has always been in the top 8. Please, my brother. Please, my coach. I
told you he's got a lot of support. When they come back from the break, he'll deal with those comments and plenty more.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Here I am, sitting and chatting to Dr. Pitso Mosimane. You've also publicly said that the South African Football Association, the technical committee, have spoken to you.
Yeah, 100%.
And what have you said? Are you keen to be the next?
No, I never shied away from it because it is very important to complete the ecosystem.
What I know is that come the end of this month, there's a national team coach who is 74 years old, got us to places we hadn't been in a while.
Done well, yeah.
An amazing job that he's done. But from what we know, his contract comes to an end.
Yeah.
Do you hear an announcement that you'll be taking over?
Not me taking over, Rob. I wish. Yes, it's my desire. Why not? But I don't make the call.
Come and take me. Here I am, baby. #MSW. #MSW.
Come and take me, here I am. Hey, that's the message that's coming through on the 28th of July 2026. It is #MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide. Well, just judging from the voice notes, this is a very, very popular man, the newly appointed Marumo Gallants head coach Phuti Mohafe with us in studio. Maybe just a quick response to some of those voice notes that we heard before the break, Coach. Somebody was saying that, please take us to the top 8 this season. And then I think the first voice note was basically saying that they have a lot of respect for you. So when you hear that from, firsthand and you listening, I don't even know what team they support. Maybe they just support football but respect you. How do you respond to that?
I humbly receive the compliments.
Yeah.
I'm very, very, very humble. And they also give me the oomph to be better than yesterday. And what I can say to them is Marumo Gallants is a work in process. I cannot promise the cups in July. I cannot promise the victories in July. But what I can promise is the improvement and the progress of the club. Meaning that we have to do better than the previous season, and we don't want to be involved in the relegation quagmire. So the promise that I need to share with them is let's see a competitive Marumo this season. We just need to transfer their cup glories into the league matches.
So before I talk about the relocation, because it is the transfer window now, how busy are you in the transfer window? I mean, have you got some exciting news? I know something was happening in Sandton earlier today. What can you tell the Marumo Gallants faithful?
What I can say to them is Marumo has signed new players, and we have released some of the experienced players. But what we are bringing is energy into the team. What we are bringing is effort into the team. We are bringing young guys and the unknown players. So from all the players that we have acquired, I don't think anyone knows them. But they are the players who are going through, who has a good talent and who wants to showcase their talent.
But that's the way you've always preferred it. Give me players that nobody knows. Give me a season or two, then everybody's going to know them. Is that still your formula?
That is still the formula. That is the philosophy.
So everybody's asking one question, so let me just fire this one voice note.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Unufalang here, and good evening to the MSW shoulders. And good evening to the coach, Phuti Mohafe. Firstly, you, my good sir, have shocked everybody by joining a team like Marumo Gallants, a team that respectfully has been somewhat linked with some of the stories that were relating to, issues relating to failure to settle the payments for statuses with a certain defunct Morocco Swallows. Despite all of that, what was the one thing that actually enticed you to go to a Marumo Gallants? What is the mandate that has been placed? And despite the stories that have been linked with the powers that be with the club relating to failure to settle payments of the Morocco Swallows and also relocating as well, moving away from Bloemfontein, all of those things, all of those factors, what gave you the reassurance that your employment might not necessarily be at risk? That's all that I want to find out from you. Again, given everything that you've done at Polokwane City, I do wish you everything of the best, and I do hope that you do very, very well in the upcoming Periwe Premiership season. Great show as always. Thanks.
Ulufalang, thank you so much indeed, Coach. How do you respond there?
As young kids, Rob, we learned by bending our fingers. So I think now I have to taste acid with my tongue.
Yay.
And you must understand that if you eat the poison, you must know that it's going to kill you.
Sure.
So I came to Marumo knowing very well what I'm heading for. And those outside football matters, I didn't care about them. But what I cared about was growth of me as a coach. And I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. So I think being at Polokwane, I was becoming comfortable. That is why maybe there was no improvement from the positions that we were getting, but qualifying for top 8. So I needed another challenge. And the challenge was for me to say, you have coached in the NFD. You promoted a team. You qualified for top 8 for 3 seasons in a row. You have never coached a team that was struggling. So why can't you take the challenge? Then that is my inspiration, taking the challenge to take Marumo out of the relegation zone and bringing it and making it the top 8 contenders.
Well, that takes time. That takes time, Coach. I mean, if you have a contract that you've signed, I'm assuming you've signed a contract.
Yes, I did.
For how many seasons?
For 2 seasons.
And I hope they give you the 2 seasons, right? And I'm saying this on record because I've seen what happens out there in the league. But from a technical team perspective, I'm assuming now you have finalized your technical team. You have all the personnel, assistant coach. I mean, there was a stage where they were saying that the former Golden Arrows captain and assistant coach was going to be coming in your direction, and looking from your face, it doesn't seem like Musa Pilankulu, whether that was just a rumor or is it finalized. So maybe just talk briefly to me about your technical team.
No, I've got an enterprising technical team led by me, Musa Bilankulu, yes, coming as the first assistant coach, and Trevor Matiani, the guy who saved the team from relegation, as the assistant coach. We have got Mpoma Ruping as the analyst. We have got Lebogan Kwabe as the conditioning coach. And we have Marcus Mashilu as the goalkeeper coach, as well as Paul Matthews
Sure.
as the sporting director.
That's a proper structure.
Exactly.
That's a footballing structure.
Yes.
The only thing that's probably not there is a dietitian, which you'll probably get in some time. But I'm just saying that from a footballing perspective, that is a proper structure. And maybe it plays back to what I always wanted to talk to you about, which, lingers around the player development model and asking you, what does that look like in your eyes? So when you've got a technical team like that, so that player development model, does it sit well in terms of the structure that you currently have?
I can say we are almost there as a team, because I think I didn't include the Messius, the Bogodlomo is there.
Right.
And we have the physio, Dan, just forgot the surname, but it will come back. And the only, I think, is two positions that we have not yet filled, which is the biokinetics and the nutritionist. So I think if we can have those, then we are complete. Then in terms of the numbers, that will depend with the management on how many do they want per position.
Players now.
No, the
technical team.
The technical team.
Yeah.
Because at some teams you have 4 goalkeeper coaches, you have
a duplication of all of the ones that you have.
You see, yes. So, but now I think for us as a team that is growing and the team that is struggling with the outside forces of football, I think we are on the right direction in terms of the structure that we are having.
So now, talk about a structure. So when a team moves from a home that was never going to be a permanent home for them, which was Bloemfontein, and then you migrate to Pretoria, but then you play your home games at the Royal Bafokeng Sports Palace, what does that do for you? For me, it sounds almost like a lot of traveling that has to happen in between. But how much stability does that give you? How much happiness does it give you? I haven't been to Royal Bafokeng in years, so I don't even know what the condition of that stadium was, but I know that it's always been well looked after.
Yeah, the stadium is in a good condition. I think the last week before Chiefs went to play there, we went to check the conditions, and the conditions are in a proper state. And with the traveling, I think it is going to be less travels than coming from Bloemfontein, and doing our trainings in Pretoria to Royal Bafokeng, I think it's 45 minutes. And rather than compared to the 8 hours that the team was traveling. So I think that was another factor that caused them the fatigue, caused them to lose matches. Traveling, maybe you travel to Polokwane, from there you have to go to East London. So it was a lot for them. So I think they made a good decision by relocating to Gauteng.
All right, lots of voice notes with very little time.
I would like to congratulate Coach Phuti. He's a very good coach. I think he's very underrated. One takeaway from his personality is honesty. I think South Africa needs more honest coaches like him. So, Coach, I'm wishing you all the best in your coaching career. I just want to know what led to your passion for coaching.
Sure, Robbie. Phuti ke ntwana ka very humble, ithuletse mametse ana tshele le motho. Yeah, nna ke ra God is great mfanaka for our move mo tswang, and I wish you well mo young. Yeah, and I know gore I enjoy a game. You're gonna do them proud. Yeah, and thanks for move from Monole, because I Tibila de kibita sinwa madi hlasela mafuta, because I nesetse ko bona mfana na you train every game nje I lose weight mfana every game nje no lose weight ko tibingele. Yeah, mara I wish you well mfana.
Hey, my gents.
Yo.
You didn't tell me that it was stressing you so much that you're losing so much weight.
No. Those are in the archives. Let's leave them there. Yo, Grootman, I got our feet. Oh, Bra Eddie. No, he's always making the room light.
Even in bad situations.
Yeah, no. He's a good guy.
And you need people like that around.
I grew under him.
Yeah.
I played with him at City Sharks. I played with him at Dangerous Duggies. I played with him at Ria Stars.
So Dangerous Duggies, was that at the time when David Nyati was still there? Or was that slightly he was at an earlier time period than you?
No, he was there in
Later.
earlier time, yes.
Yeah.
We went there later. Yeah. So I had fun with Bra Eddie. And I liked to sit with him because he's someone who has a mechanism of getting the best out of players. And the laughter that he has
it never
is
stops.
Massive.
And I suppose that is why a lot of people, they invite him to institutions like correctional services, goes to prisons around the country, motivates people that are incarcerated, in the same way that he will handle a funeral and a memorial service as if he's handling a gathering of friends around his tab, eating meat and having a drink of water. Coach, we need you back. There's so many other issues we need to talk about, but launching you onto the show today has been nothing short of a privilege. And I think you can tell from the many voice notes, those that have played and haven't played, that there's a great deal of respect from people towards your work. And if you think that your work has never been honored or seen or has been visible, I hope slowly but surely that is being eroded. And you can tell that as South Africans, we really and truly appreciate you. I know that your game against Sundowns, which is going to be your first game, has been now postponed and everything else. But yeah, we'll talk the footballing matters one of these days, now that you have a little bit of time in between, so that we can catch up on, I think there's a lot for us to talk about. But I just wanted to thank you so much for making and creating the time to be with us here tonight.
No, I thank you, Starop, for having me here, and I respect and humbly appreciate the respect that the South Africans are showing for me. I'm very, very humble for that.
Coach Phuti, I don't know what your nickname is these days, but yeah. Tomorrow, to be Marumo Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Marumo Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW. Live now on 947, Vuma FM.